Back here in Nigeria, it's the last trading week at the equities market. And investor sentiments were strengthened at intraday with the index reading a positive 47 basis points. Let's join Temple Asaju at the exchange for more updates. Hello, Temple. The market was up at intraday. There's also news on Access and Diamond Bank's merger, plus Great Insurance Nigeria, or Great Nigeria Insurance. Bring us up to speed on these developments.
So while in early trades, we saw the market maintaining the momentum we saw yesterday. It's been rising all this week, and it's still rising. As of a few minutes ago that we gave a check on the indices, it was up some 1.24%. And we've seen the interest of a lot of investors on the banking names in the system. As a matter of fact, the banking sector of the NSE is currently up some 1.78%, and it continues to grow. We've seen Access Bank, as you said, releasing a statement, as well as Diamond Bank, both releasing similar statements to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and of course the whole of the investing public, talking about their extraordinary general meeting that is scheduled for the same day, 5th of March 2019, and of course has a closure period of 19th of February 2019, and of course that's to help them get the buy-in of the shareholders on the whole merger scheme of between both banks. It is happening in Lagos, and so that has been driving the performance in the market in recent time. Yesterday, again, they had an analyst call with the analyst community here in Lagos and Nigeria generally, and of course they talked about their plans, the fact that the 75 billion naira rights issue they had planned to hold on the 1st of February will no longer be necessary. They talked about the fact that there hasn't been any form of integration as we speak. They talked about the fact that they're positive about recovering some of the bad loans that was due to Diamond Bank, and they talked about the fact that there's some high level of earnings accretion going forward. So they're really positive. As a matter of fact, they announced that they will be expecting some 150 billion naira by way of return within the next 3 years. In spite of the fact that we have all of this, the bank is also saying that its obligation, both for Access Bank and Diamond Bank, which is due by way of maturities sometimes this year, H1 and H2, H1 for Diamond Bank and of course H2 for Access Bank. They're confident in the fact that they will be able to meet those obligations, they will be able to redeem those debts, and of course that all the derivatives positions that they have maturing any moment from now as well will certainly not be extended. This is in a bid to get more liquidity boost in the system. So if you square all of this up, you see a lot of investors really keen into Access Bank. Access Bank in the past few weeks has been trending around 5 naira plus, but as we speak, it's heading towards 7 naira in the market. And this information that these companies have put out are the main reasons why you see a lot of investors helping to push up the share price, and we've been seeing so much of the capital appreciation on these companies. And if you move on to the kind of transaction we've seen so far today in the market, Access Bank has done some 26 million, rising close to 10%. Diamond Bank is the most actively traded in the market. It's done some 86 million units of its shares, having risen some 10%, and has done, I think in total, is doing close to like 50% of the entire transactions we've seen in the market. You also have other banking names doing well. Zenith Bank is rising. You have ETI, Ecobank Transnational Incorporated, also up some 6.38%. So it's the banking names that are currently driving up the gains that we're seeing in the markets. You know that a lot of analysts and traders here really believe that the banks are always the priority picks in the market, and that's why we're seeing this level of attraction on this counter. So generally, we're seeing volume close to 300 million at this point in time, if not more, and it's going to rise higher than what we saw yesterday, and the value will eventually cross some 3 billion naira if this level of sentiment continues. We also have a bit of an increase in what Dangote Cement has done so far. Dangote Cement is currently positive. It looks like the market eventually will close up going forward. You talk about GNI, that's a Great Nigeria Insurance. That's a company that eventually today, with effective from 25th of January 2019, becomes officially delisted from the Nigerian Stock Exchange. That's because sometimes in December, the company applied for some kind of a voluntary delisting from the Nigerian Stock Exchange because the shareholders at the meeting sometimes in December voted unanimously to get delisted, raising the point that they haven't really seen any benefits for listing in the market. So it's not new to the market. This is a company that has just 2 to 3 billion naira by way of revenue or written premium from the market. And so this is happening at this point in time. GNI is gone off the market, so we'll continue to see what happens going forward. Emana.
All right, Tempo, it's indeed been a bumper package of a day. It's just halfway gone anyway. We'll still keep our eyes on the markets as events unfold on the trading floor. Tempo Asaju, thank you. That's the program today. Very many thanks for watching. I'm Emana Amawe. Have a great week and ahead.